Hey guys, so finally gonna do what I have been saying I'm gonna be doing for some time now, and that is going to be uh, doing some live build streaming. Um, One thing to note though, I'm still having issues getting audio out of the GoPro for some reason. I can't seem to figure it out. Um, if anyone's had this issue, I would greatly appreciate um, some input in that regard, as I don't know, I can't seem to figure it out. Um, could also be that I've blown out the speaker on my GoPro with the flight stuff. It's entirely possible. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna be doing that today. Main project I'm working on today is the Y-Wing Snap Kit project. I've been working on for some time now. Fortunately, we're sort of right in the middle of it. Obviously, this is going to be a little unusual in that we're not starting with a fresh project, but I'm trying to get this done for an event. So anyway, mods I have done thus far. First and foremost, I chopped off the kit's cannons and replaced them with brass tubing. And that was basically just, cut them off and then took two different sizes of brass tubing and glued them together. Well, actually soldered them together to give it a little bit of a stronger bond. Then the second thing I did was wire it up for LEDs, which I should hopefully be able to get. Nope, got it backwards. I think, nope, wrong one. There we go. Hopefully that will show up. Trying to get this. Sorry, this is a little awkward. Trying to get this. There we go. So yeah, that'll do that. As far as goals for today, need to put a coat of flesh tone on the pilot figure's face. Fortunately, not too much of that's going to be ultimately seen. So I need to move this over. I'm used to the camera lens being more centered on the body of the camera, so it's going to take a little getting used to. Other thing, I'm going to test fit on the engine extensions today. See how much of those need the area in here needs to, like here, and similarly on the other side, need to have putty applied to fill in. I'm hoping not too much, but yeah, that's mostly just the dry fit that. Still need to attach the upper area here, but one thing I want to do is do some dry fitting of the canopy clear parts, as I'm thinking I might replace those with some just scrap clear plastic, as I think, given how thick they are, that it will be a little easier to do it that way. So let's actually start there, because I kind of want to see what this thing's going to look like once we get it all together. And actually, what I'm thinking about, I'm going to go ahead and get this back aft piece attached, as there's nothing more that I need to do with it. So we can more so get this buttoned up. Now, if I do seem a little off, it's partially because I did something to my shoulder and trying to avoid putting any strain on it. It's just one of those, you do something and you don't realize you've done something, and then it really starts tightening up on you, and all of a sudden you're in a lot of pain. Okay, Let's get this last corner. Yeah. Now let's go ahead and just dry fit this. It should attach on there pretty easily. Okay, I see what I did. I screwed up. Since it's a snap kit, it was supposed to get put in before then. But what I think I will do, because it looks just as natural if we attach it just to the aft, and we'll just go, we meant to do that route. It doesn't look out of place if we do it that way. Get a decent bit of glue on, and I'll come back around the edge. Try to move hands so that's a little more visible. Now, I do have the base for this thing downstairs right now. Unfortunately, I ran into an issue with the stain that I was using on it. For some reason, this coat did not take, and I had to sand it off as it just sort of globbed up and didn't go in. One thing I am also going to do is try putting a little more thinner, or excuse me, glue on this section. Try to see if I can't get it to go down a little more. So right now it's sort of sticking out. Also, when in doubt, use something like this, as it does help get stuff down when you need to. I say I don't want to do it too hard, but at the same time, get it down enough. So I'll have to do, because I don't want to squash any of the piping on the surface. That may be an area we have to come back in and fill. So I'll just set that aside for the moment. Also think I might attach the side piping details onto the side of it as well. I want to see what this looks like on it in case we need to do any real filling. Try to keep this on camera as much as possible. Fortunately, as I said, since I tweaked my shoulder and how I have the video preview, just makes it a little harder to see. Okay, let's go ahead and clean that up a little. And grab different sanding sponges. That one's basically done. So yeah, if anyone does come in and while I'm streaming wants to need me to adjust the volume or anything, please leave a message. Okay, so I think got that cleaned up. So let's just very quickly dry fit it. Let's see, get this aligned. Oops. There we go. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to nip the attachers just to, so I can get it on without it totally getting fully attached. Doing this on these snap kits does make dry fitting a lot easier, since they ultimately rely on um, friction holds. So if you reduce the area, all of a sudden they don't have as much grab, so they don't hold. Which, if you're just dry fitting something on, it's great. But it does require you do have to then actually fully attach it with glue of some kind. Okay. Right. Let's see how this is supposed to attach. There, that looks about right. There we go. Shoot. And I knocked off the cans. Damn it. Alright, I'm going to have to basically, I guess, haul this out a little to try and open up the lip a little. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm going to have to do. I should have test fitted that before I put the cans on, but I didn't think it'd be an issue. I gotta grab that. And fortunately, it's not a part that could easily be taken by the carpet monster. What I'm going to do is just take the X-Acto and run along this lip to try and open it up a little more. Doesn't have to be perfect, just needs to work. And once I get this done, I'll run over it with some sandpaper to clean it up. But I'm just basically using the X-Acto to do the bulk of the work, at least at this stage. One major problem this is, you do get these little squigglies. Okay, that's starting to look like it will work. Let's go ahead and start sanding. Now, been hoping to finally do some build streaming for some time now, so I'm really glad that we're finally doing it. As I've been saying, something I've wanted to do for sufficiently long enough amount of time that one of those is you're ever going to actually do it. Okay, I think here in the corners we need to come in a little more to open it up. So this is where things get a little interesting. Okay, obviously I want to open it, but I don't want to do too much, and I also don't want to cut myself. So I'm just going to go real slow. Take a little at a time, and we'll come back again to sand some more. Alright, so I think that's close enough to warrant another dry fit. I don't know how well this is going to show up. You can already tell it's a little thinner than it was. pop that back on. And see about these. Yeah, they're still not quite fitting right. What I think I will do is also do a little bit of the same on here. This will help open it up a little. I really don't need too much off here. It's already pretty well lipped. All right. Let's get that back on. Try this again. Thankfully, don't really need to fill anything in there. Yeah, still got a little. Looks like it's mostly coming from the upper edge. At least we know we don't need to work on that more. Sorry. Like I said, it's got to be this back lip that needs to come down. We got the front edge nicely smoothed it out. So let's just keep scraping. Excuse me. Yeah, I figure we'll probably do this for at least an hour, if not two. We'll sort of see how far we get. Because obviously, not really going to be able to do airbrushing on camera since I don't have it set up where I have my airbrush set up. But I can at least do some of this stuff. Oh. There we go. Let's get another round of sanding. It feels like we're close to getting it how we're going to need to have it in order to get those cannons on. Excuse me a second, my stretch. Sorry about that. All right, let's do another test fitting. Okay, that's almost there. Still just a tad off. Other side, about the same. Okay then. So I got a little bit of an edge on that. I'm gonna buff that out real quick. Honestly, don't want it on there. And we'll just make it a little nicer once we paint it. Okay, get that done. All right, let's get back to cleaning this up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if the shoulder gets much worse, I may have to cut this stream short. Fortunately, it's really starting to bother me. It's unfortunately just how my desk and all that's set up. There's not a whole lot of space to move the camera mount around, and I don't have anywhere else I can really put it. So I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place. Okay, almost have this lip knocked out. It's probably just gonna have to come close to totally knocking it off. But that's okay, it's not really gonna be seen. And it's not critical for anything attaching. So, it should hopefully get us where we need to be. Then I'll obviously clean those up a little. We'll go to reattach those. Alright, those are on. There we go, that's gonna work now. Still want to be a little careful, but we've got that on. Okay, so now that that's done and out of the way, let's grab the clear. We'll take a look. Because to look at it is, plastic is a little on the thick side. So I just want to very quickly compare what it would look like if I use it versus, make sure I get the one right. All right. Actually, let me open these little attachment holes up a little as they're fairly tight. Now, this will both make it easier to get off, but also to get on in the first place. Okay. And those, let's try this. Okay. Yeah, that actually doesn't fit well at all. Hopefully this is, yeah, there's some really bad gapping. Oops, sorry. No, excuse me. Sorry about that. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to replace that with plastic, at least on that one. I'll go ahead and get this off. Also take a look to see that front canopy, how well that goes on. And I actually think I'm going to open it up a little on these edges. It doesn't look like it cast quite right. Sorry, did that off camera. One of those, you get so used to doing everything a certain way that when you start changing up your normal routine, it does take a few minutes to get used to. Okay, let's get this on. It'll go on. Yeah, that does. Hang on. It really does not want to go on. Let's open these up some more then. Yeah, it's a little surprising. Oops. Yeah. Doing this to your mounting holes is a good way if you know something's not quite cast perfectly, or if you need some extra wiggle room to put a part on. Okay. Get that extra crud's off my fingers. Alright. And some of this is just, it's got to go on a very particular way in order. Yeah, and it's actually not wanting to go on at all. Yeah, I think it miscast or something. Okay, so it looks like we are going to be doing that. Well, that's at least good to know. Where did I put that other screw? Up here. I'm going to go ahead and then get this other canopy part off and cleaned it up. Here's what I think might be the best course. Oh, that's that bad. One best course of action is going to go ahead and attach this. Get that all properly seated. And that way, yeah, I already know I'm going to have to probably fill in that little hole because it's designed so that you can open and close the canopy. And since we're not using kit clear parts, I'm going to have to fill that in. Go ahead and test fit this a little just to see if there's any egregious gaps that we might need to also tackle. Thankfully, nothing looks too bad. So, since that is the case, I'm going to go ahead and attach this. And fortunately, we'll just have to set that aside for now. So, thankfully, with the clear parts off, it does make doing this a little easier. So yeah, what I think I will do, and give me 1 second to go grab it. Basically, what I'm going to do is use this leftover plastic container, clamshell plastic, and just trim out what I need and go from there. So, since there's not a whole lot else we can do till that dries at least, I'm going to go ahead and put on those side panels. I'm going to do them one at a time just to make sure I get the ordering right. Let me grab the instruction sheet. Oop. Almost dropped the GoPro battery. Okay, so looks like the tubing is on the upper part. And clean this up, and then we'll just go ahead and attach it because there's nothing really there that's going to interfere. All right, this will go on in there. Which I think I'm going to need to adjust these holes. Yeah, without a doubt, your X-Acto is your best tool to have. Is at the end of the day, it's the one tool you'll use more than anything for all sorts of jobs. Okay. Slide that up. Oh, do I have it going the right direction? Let me double check. Nope, I had it going on backwards. That's probably why it wasn't fitting. Okay. Yeah, that will go on like that. Now, just add some glue. And it's starting to come together. So I am a little disappointed with some of the gapping sides of it, but not a whole lot I'm going to do. Okay, that's just about on. Okay, let's do the same for the other side. I had thought about replacing the ion cannons, but fortunately I don't have tubing small enough, and I'm not confident enough to, go total scratch build for that, as it's a lot more detailed than the laser cams are. So unfortunately, those will still be the kit parts. But that'll pass for now. I'll save doing something like that for a different project. Okay. And stick that on. Since we opened that up, it goes on nice and easy. Now, what I think I will do is, alright, is go ahead and move this clamp. Fortunately, I right now don't have another one onto this part. Get those down for a little bit. They are sticking up on a couple of spots. Should help just get them down. Okay. There we go. Leave that to sit for a few minutes at least. Okay, so since we can't really get that at the moment, what I think we'll do is go grab the flesh tone I'm going to use, get that chicken up, and we'll put the face on. So be back in about that long. Okay. Sorry about that. Took a little longer than I had expected. First thing of paint I grabbed was a little dry and thick, so I put some thinner in, and that's sort of sitting for now. Thankfully, I had another jar of the stuff, so okay, that's interesting that at least the sound graph on OBS is saying that it's picking up the sound of the agitators and paint as I give it a good shake. But when I tried talking earlier, for some reason it didn't want to pick it up, so I don't know what its issue is now. So, let's see how, yeah, so I use BBs for paint agitators. They're nice, they're cheap, and they do a great job of getting the paint nice and mixed up. Alright, so sure I've got a decent amount of paint on, and yeah, check make sure that's on camera. Because his face is not really that detailed, and there's not a whole lot of it to be seen. It's going to be pretty rough with this. Just trying to avoid any of his helmet. Just about good. And once this is set up, I'll come back in and do another coat of white on his helmet because it looks a little dull. All right. And close that up. So be right back again while I go put this away and clean the brush. Okay. Back. One thing I do eventually need to do is set up like an away screen or something, so that like when I go paint something, that can just be up and keep the stream running. So for right now, I'm going to take the clamp off because we don't really need it. We can go ahead and start working on the engines, as that paint should dry fairly quickly since it's lacquer base. Now, just want to double check which one needs to go on when. So probably start with, actually I'll start with 6 since the gapping on that side's the worst. Okay, to do, let's 5, yeah, it's got to be this one. So yeah, I'm not gonna do them all, partially because I'm eventually going to have to do some futzing with it. I also still need to mask off the LEDs so that when I do go to paint, I don't paint over them. One thing I am trying to decide is how best to do these, because if they slide on, oh no, that's gonna, just thinking that might be able to just slide it on and without too much difficulty. And then just, because I know I'm gonna have to clean up that. Okay, I'm not sure if that's the right one. No, it is right. It's just being picky about how it wants to attach. Okay, let's try and get this on. Or do I need to do a little creative opening with the... Alright. What I think I'm going to do is trim off those mounting nubs, as they're turning out to be more of an issue than a help. Still leave a little bit of them, but yeah. Okay, that's where it needs to go. And those go on there. Come on. Okay, so that goes like that. I think some of it's just how... Okay. What I think I need to do is clean those up totally. Get those to lie flush. Because otherwise, I don't think they're gonna go on. Because for some reason they're just either warped or poorly cast or something. It's easier to get rid of these than to deal with opening the mounting holes up more than they are. Okay. Plus, doing it this way, we don't run the risk of opening it up too much and now having to try to backfill. Alright. Try and get in here as best I can. Then we'll give it another nice round of sandpaper. Okay. Now hopefully this will get this to fit. Still a little much on this one, so let's get it down. Damn it. There we go. Alright, so we're good for another test fit. Alright, that snaps in sort of like that. And those go on there. Alright. So we got a little bit of gapping along the sides. Not trying to think how best to approach this to fill that in. So what I think I will do, at least as far as that is concerned, so I'll have to tape that off, put a bead of filler in there, and repeat the process on this side, and then just sand it smooth with the tape in place. So that's on there. Let's see how the other side looks as well. It said it's part 5. Yep. There they are. Now I'm not worrying about cleaning these up too much at this stage, especially since we got to fill that. I'll go ahead and knock these off. Once this is done, we'll finally have a better idea what more we need to do. That's what I'm thinking we can try and do is attach these temporarily, then get it so we can clean them up off the kit and then slide them on so it's a little easier to mask and unmask the engines. Because one of the things we have to do for the markings is this band. I don't know how well this is going to show up, but there's some raised parts here that need to be painted gray. So it's a lot easier to pass those off when these things are off. But now that I think about it, if we got to fill, we're going to be hosed. I don't know. I'll have to think some more on that and figure out how best to approach it. Honestly, we're not under the gun just yet, but contest I'm trying to get this thing ready for is basically a little over a week away. That's assuming I'm even able to go because of work scheduling. Because I don't want to ask off. Because I've already had to restrict my schedule somewhat in the last few months because of school. Plus, there's been some just redistricting, and it's become a massive worst case scenario type headache. Yeah, it looks like on this we have much the same issuing. And actually, yeah, there we go. So, that does complicate things. No, I don't know. I'm trying to think how best to do this without having to. Oh, I think I can probably slip in pliers or tweezers. Sorry. Let me just sort of test. Yeah, I should be able. Yeah, that I think will work. And if I have to touch up, I can get a brush in from this angle. So yeah, I think that will work. We'll just have to go ahead and attach those, get them on, and then do all of that. Okay. Let's get these glued down then. That's going to be best course of action. Okay. Probably the most critical part is going to be getting that down. Yeah, unfortunately, I think what we're going to be stuck doing is just getting creative with the masking. Actually, shoot, look at it. Let me get this off. We're going to have to fill that in. That off as well. Okay, so yeah, I think we're going to have to come in and clean those areas up first before we attach those. Okay. Glad I caught that before that it's set up. So set that aside for the moment. All right, now let me get this plastic thing cut open a little more so that then we can get it so we can start cutting pieces out. All right, that cut. Come on. If we have to, I still have plenty of flat on the other side that we can use. If I can get it all done with just this upper part, that'll be great. There we go. To that side for now. Okay. Now, how's the best way to do this? I'm thinking is come and trim this a little so I can start getting a decent flat side. And then I can, once that's done, just sort of trim off what I need on the reverse. Actually, now that I think about it, I might do, and this might be a little smarter, is take a piece of tape, mask the inside of this, make the outline with a sharp pencil, put it on the plastic, and then cut that out. I think that might be the smarter route now that I start thinking about it. So if we're going to be doing that, then we can go ahead and what we'll need to do, start opening this up a little more. I'm going to be a little quiet while I do this, just because I don't want to open it up too much. So it's more just a matter of trying to focus. There we go. It does take a little bit of concentration. Well, try and get that one a little more open. Now, if there's any little micro scratch marks, that'll get taken care of with our primer. All right. Now, right now, trying to make sure I've got them close to, at least as close as I can get, to being symmetrical. Fortunately, I don't think I will ever get perfectly symmetrical, but at least try to get it close. Okay. I think we just about got that. All right. So let's go ahead and start masking. Hopefully the tape I've got is large enough. Fortunately, I ran out of the larger size Tamiya tape. What I'm going to do, I have to, I'll do this in sort of sections. Is what I'd like to ideally do. Get close to. Oh, yeah. I don't think this is going to work quite as well as I thought. Yeah, that's not going to work. So I think we're just going to have to, fortunately, eyeball it a little and play by ear. So, excuse me. Yeah. Let me clean this edge up a little bit just before we start cutting, because though the underside edge probably will never be seen, I just want to clean it up a little so we have a nice clean edge to work with. Come at that with the X-Acto. Okay. So, what I'm going to do, cut this fairly large, and then we can obviously trim down as we need to. Trying to avoid scratching this as well. Obviously, we scratch it, and I have to check the piece. Similarly, I don't want to warp it either. So we'll just have to be creative. Okay. All right. Let's see what this looks like once we stick it in. Yeah, that looks nice. So what we need to do is a combination of trimming and test fitting. Oh, careful. So what I'm going to do is trim off a little bit at a time until such time as we get it to the size we need. Now what's going to be interesting is doing these corner triangle bits. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get those. Now, honestly, trying to bend this thing and get it to fit's not going to work. So, I think I will do, starting from the corner, try and move in a little so I can better see. Let's just gently score about where I need to cut. It's okay. Let's see, did score it. Hopefully, this won't cause any problems. Okay, that's scored. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's see how that fits. Grab my tweezers again. Now, the other alternatives use some of this micro crystal clear. Try to fill it in, which is another possibility, but I've never used the stuff, at least for this purpose. Trying to best see how to fit this on. Okay. 1 second, need to check something. Just neighbor. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be the tough part, getting this thing to fit. Just trying to figure out how best to align it. Think. Best bet is to come in sort of this manner, slide it partially through, and then just trim out the excess. Go ahead try gluing this down, and we'll see if this works. Not. We're on to plan B. Hold that in position for a second or two while it sets up. So honestly, I don't want to. Okay, so that seems like it's taking. Well, I think it looks nice and fits quite nicely. So I'm going to set that down for the moment. Okay, so got that done. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and trim these off since they're the same part and start cleaning those up. And we'll get the other part, middle part, attached, since there's not coming quickly to the point where there's not a lot more I can do at the moment on camera. As unfortunately, I can't really paint here, and we're getting to the point where that's all we can really do. Now, fortunately, this is the downside of jumping into the middle of a project, but needs to be done, unfortunately. Actually, one thing I am going to do is just change the name of the stream so it's a little more clear. Who knows, might get some people to actually join in. Alright, just taking a look at these, how best to attach them. Okay, almost. Okay, I see how it goes in now. Okay, yeah, basically snaps in keyhole style. I'll go ahead and put those on with some cleaning up. Get away. There we go. So that's in. I'll obviously set that fully up once I get these guys on. So let's just, for sake of argument, try getting this sucker fully attached. Okay, come on. This one, I think I'm going to have to attach this to the... Oh, wait. I got it going. Yeah, doing this manner is a lot difficult than doing it when it's installed, but I wanted to see if we can. Alright, so I'm just going to unfortunately have to leave it like that for now. Won't do it on that other one. Because unfortunately, they are being more stubborn than I predicted. Okay, so given we're going to have to wait for that to finish. Well, let me see. Yeah, I think I should be able to get this back one. Why that other one is setting up. Yeah, I think I can do that, so I can at least get, something done. Or I can't do much more. I'm probably also going to have to pretty soon cut out some more of the clear scrap so that we can get the rest of this done. Okay. Might also be able to, with a little extra trimming, use the rest of this part for the other side. And trim that all. There we go. Now let's see how well this fits. Okay, need to trim just a hair bit off. Let me try and mark it. There we go. All right. That down. Please tell me I did not. Okay, good. I didn't knock it. We can go ahead and use these now to trim it clean. Okay. Well, in theory, this should fit. Again, in theory. Come on. Okay. Let's try from this side then. Okay, there we go. All right. Oops. Slipped out a little. All right, got that in. Now let's get some glue on it. And then we can check the other side once this has had a second or two to set up. Go. Oops. Slid it a little. There we go. Yes, that looks good. Might come back in with a little plastic polish and a Q-tip to just, do a little touching up. So we'll set that aside for a moment. Okay. Downside of waiting for stuff to dry and needing to do some other stuff is that we're kind of out of stuff to do at the moment for this project. So, since not a whole lot I can do at the moment, let me see if this other side will fit just as is. No, I realize I'm trying to stretch what all we need to do. Okay. So I'm trying to, basically be careful not to potentially knock and damage what I've got in. Okay. Alright, so I think we can get this other side in, and uh, just inside. Okay. I bent it. Well, dang it. There we go. Alright, let's see if this fits. Oh, just perfectly. Oh, that's perfect. Alright, let's get this glued. Just a little tweaking with alignment. There we go. Nice. Yeah, that's looking really good. Did I? Actually, this bit of extra that I trimmed off might be usable. Okay. Let me move this out of the way. Let's get this trimmed up a tad more and cleaned up. Might be able to get some of those side window pieces that we still need to do. Okay. Inside's clean. That, or I might be able to use this for front windscreen. Kind of come at this as best I can. Fortunately, the part. There we go. It's clear. And let's see about this other. Let's try test fitting it. It's still a little. Oh, flip it to that side. Yeah, I think that'll work. All right. Yeah. Why you save some of your extras? You never know when you might need them. And knowing that one bit of scrap might actually be useful. Trying to get this part down. Secured. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay. So, I fortunately can't think of anything else we can do at the moment because I don't want to press our luck and potentially knock something out of place. And since we do have to do some filling, I can't really do that on screen. So I think we'll call it quits for the moment. Not quite sure exactly when I'll be back on to do another build stream. Possibly in the next few days. Not quite sure. am, however, later tonight going to get on, do some more Destiny 2 streaming, pick up where we left off. And yeah, that'll sort of be our game plan for tonight. So, until next time.